Hello, I'm Brian Tracy. Some time ago, my friends at Nightingale Keynote came to me and said, you know, there's a huge need for a program on self-discipline. It's mentioned in every single program on success, but there's no place where it is focused on exclusively. So I sat down and I spent about 2 years pulling together ideas and research from my 30 years of reading and study and practice, and I put together a program called The Miracle of Self-Discipline. 21 key areas of your life where self-discipline is indispensable for success. And in this time we have together, what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about just one of those 21 areas, and that has to do with time. What I found is that all successful people are good time managers. All successful people in study after study have the ability to get results consistently and dependably. And all failures are poor time managers. And the wonderful thing about this is that time management is a learnable skill, because if you can learn the skills and then you can practice self-discipline to make those skills habitual, you can double and triple your productivity, your performance, and your income. It is a miracle. I have spoken all over the world on this subject, and people's lives have been transformed by learning the disciplines of time management. Now, the key to the discipline of time management is your ability to set priorities. Here's the rule. You'll never get everything done. You'll never get caught up. We say you cannot even save time. You can only spend time. You can only spend time differently. So what you do with the discipline of time management is you learn how to focus your time, the limited time you have, on those things that are more important than anything else. You know that if you make a list of 10 things, probably one thing on that list is worth more than all the others put together. So in my program, in this part on time management, you learn these critical skills in increasing your personal effectiveness. Number one, you learn the discipline of making a list before starting anything. There's a rule that every minute spent in planning, even your day, saves 10 minutes in execution or getting results. So what we find is that all top people make a list before they begin, and then they follow the list. You've heard the old saying, make a plan, follow your plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail, and it all starts with you and a piece of paper. You can increase your productivity by 25 to 50% the first day that you begin working from a list and going through the list step by step. Now, the second thing you do when you have the list is you apply the 80-20 rule to your list. You go down the list and you say, what are the 20% of tasks on this list that represent 80% of the value of all the things on my list? If you have a list of 10 things to do, 2 of those items will be worth more than all the others put together. And you think this through before you begin, because if you don't, you'll start on the small and fun and easy, and the big tasks will sit there and they will grow, and you'll start to feel stress and tension because you're not getting your critical stuff done. Now, here's a great question. It's one of the great time management questions and great disciplines. Ask this question: what can you and only you do that, if done well, will make a major difference? What can you and only you do? If you don't do it, it won't get done. But if you do it and you do it well, it will make a major difference to yourself, your life, your company, your finances. And there's always one answer to that question every minute of every day. So when you look at your list, you look at that list and say, what can I and only I do that will really make a difference? And then you discipline yourself to start on that task. Another key question for self-discipline is the key results that are expected of you. What we find is that in every field of work, there's about 5 to 7 key result areas. There's 5 to 7 results that you have to get: prospecting, presenting, closing sales, hiring, recruiting, managing, motivating. Whatever your job is, there's key results. Be clear about what those results are, because if you're not clear, you know what will happen? Is you'll start working on things of low value, of no value. You'll start wasting time, and at the end of the day, you'll feel frustrated and stressed because you're not getting your key results completed. The key question in time management is, say, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? What is the most valuable use of my time right now? And whatever your answer to that question is, every minute of every day, that's what you need to be working on. Now, here's the good news. All time management disciplines are learnable. You can learn how to become an excellent time manager. You can learn how to become excellent in disciplining yourselves to do the things you need to do when you need to do them, to not do the things that are of low value. You can become focused and concentrated and a high-performance person by learning and practicing the self-disciplines day after day. Now, in our program, The Miracle of Self-Discipline, that I've produced with Nightingale Conant, we give you 21 areas where self-discipline can change your life. Time management is just one of the 21 areas. We show you that there's a direct relationship between how much you discipline yourself and your self-esteem and self-confidence. The more you discipline yourself, the more powerful you feel. The more you discipline yourself, the more you get done. And every discipline strengthens every other discipline. Soon, you become an absolutely unstoppable human being with the miracle of self-discipline. And it's unconditionally guaranteed. If you don't like it, you can send it back and there's no charge. So please, get the miracle of self-discipline now. My promise to you is that it will change your life. Did you know that you can increase your intelligence and creativity by exercising your brain in a different way? Here's some good news. According to all the science and research of the last few years, you are a potential genius. You have within you right now incredible reserves of brain power that you habitually fail to use. You have sufficient knowledge and intelligence right now to overcome any obstacle, to solve any problem, and to achieve any goal that you can set for yourself. What this means is that your IQ is not fixed. The more you use your brain, the more you can use it. The smarter you get, the smarter you get. The more you learn, the more you can learn. To unlock your inner genius, you need 3 things. These are, first, intensely desired goals. Second, you need pressing problems. And third, focused questions. One good idea is all you need to change the future of your business and your life, and you stimulate these ideas by focusing and concentrating your mind on your goals, on your problems, and on key questions. Here's a simple exercise that will change your life, as it has changed mine and thousands of other people. Take a sheet of paper, write your current goal or problem at the top of the page in the form of a question. For example, you could write, how can we double our sales over the next 24 months? You then force yourself to write 20 answers to that question. This is not easy the first time you do it, believe me. Nonetheless, by disciplining yourself to write at least 20 answers to that question, you will be absolutely amazed at the quality of the answers that appear on the page before you. This is called mind-storming, sort of like brainstorming. It's one of the most powerful creative thinking exercises ever discovered, and all it takes is a piece of paper, a pen, and a few minutes of your time. Once you've written down 20 answers, and you can write more answers if you like, but 20 is the minimum, go over your list and select one answer which you can implement immediately. The faster you implement this idea, the more ideas that will come to you. Ask yourself this question on a regular basis. What one problem, if I were to solve it, would have the greatest positive impact on my business? Or you can write, what one goal, if I were to achieve it, would have the greatest positive impact on my sales and profitability? Whatever your answer is to that single problem or question, write it down, develop 20 answers, and then take action. You will be amazed at the results. In the next business briefing, you will learn how to concentrate single-mindedly on your most important tasks. Hello, I'm Brian Tracy. I've produced something like 52 books, more than 500 video and audio learning programs. I've spoken to 5 million people in 56 countries over the years, but I never started off believing I could ever do this. I came from a poor home. We never had any money. I started working when I was 10 years old around the neighborhood so I could buy my own pencils and paper and clothes. I never took any money from my parents after the age of 10. I didn't graduate from high school. When I finished high school, I went out and got a job washing dishes. And when I lost that job, I got a job washing cars, and then I washed floors with a janitorial service. I worked from job to job. I worked in factories and mills. I worked on farms and ranches. I worked on a ship in the North Atlantic. My life wasn't going anywhere. And I was really, really frustrated. And as many people are, I never had any money. I had holes in my shoes. I say I never missed any meals, but I did postpone quite a few indefinitely until my early 20s. And then I looked around me and I saw an awful lot of people seemed to be doing much better than I was. And these people didn't seem to be smarter or better than me. They just seemed to be more successful than me. So I began asking a question that changed my life. And the question was, why is it that some people are more successful than others? Why? Everybody starts off pretty much the same. In America, everybody starts off with very little or nothing. Almost 90% of people who have money today started from zero. They're self-made from the ground up, including most billionaires like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett started with nothing. So why are some people more successful than others? Now, when I was growing up, I was told that if you don't get a good education, you won't be successful in life. If you don't get to go to a good college, you won't get a good job, you won't marry well, and so on. But I looked into that and I found that it's not information. If it was information, all librarians would be rich because they've got all the information in the world at their fingertips. There's something else. So I began to penetrate it. I came across the law from Aristotle. It was called the principle of causality. We call it the law of cause and effect. And the law of cause and effect is the great law of the universe. It's the iron law. It's the law that determines and predicts everything. It says that if you can be clear about an effect that you want financial success, health, happy relationships, great life, beautiful home, car, business, whatever it happens to be, if you can be clear about the goal, then you can trace it back to the causes. And you look at someone else who has achieved the goal that you want to achieve and find out what they did, who they are and what they did. And if you do the same things over and over again, you soon get the same results. And if you don't, you don't. And it's a matter of law. Now, this is really important because nature is neutral. Nature doesn't care. Nature doesn't care if you're a new immigrant or an uneducated person or come from a poor family. All nature says is if you do what other successful people do, you soon get the same results that other successful people get. And that changed my whole life. I got into sales, straight commission, knocking on doors, cold calling, and I finally began to learn how to sell. And my sales went up and up and up, and I became a sales manager, and then I became a sales executive, and then I became a corporate executive. Every single stage I studied and learned. What do you have to do to be successful in this field? Now, in the 21st century, the information age, the age of knowledge, the law of cause and effect is learn and do. Learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do. And so then I began to look deeper, and I found that successful people not only have skills and abilities that they've developed, but they also have key qualities of character and personality. And the most important is self-discipline. Self-discipline is the granddaddy skill. It's what makes everything else possible in life. Now, there's many definitions of self-discipline. Somebody say discipline is tons of, success is tons of discipline. Some people say that regret weighs ounces or regret weighs tons, but discipline weighs ounces. Well, the fact is that the best definition of self-discipline is this. Self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you know you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. And that's the difference between success and failure, is whether you feel like it or not. You get up in the morning early to start your day, whether you feel like it or not. You plan your day, you listen, you learn, you read, you hit it all day long, you do the things that most people don't like to do, and as a result, not only do you become more successful, but your self-discipline gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Now here's the great discovery. You already know most of what you need to know to be successful. You just have to have the discipline to do it. And here's the good news. Self-discipline is a quality that is learnable through practice. If you can ride a bicycle, if you can drive a car, if you can use a modern cell phone, you can learn how to become a clear, focused, disciplined man or woman who can then accomplish anything that you want to do in life. I spent years and years and years studying this subject, speaking to thousands of people, and now I've created a new program. I call it the Miracle of Self-Discipline. In this program, which is almost 7 hours of great ideas, it covers 21 areas where discipline in your life can transform your results, and it shows you how step by step, day by day, you can become a highly disciplined person. Now here's the final discovery. As you listen to this program and you practice these ideas, which are used by all successful people without exception worldwide, as you practice these ideas, your self-esteem goes up, your self-image improves, you feel happier, you feel more empowered, you feel stronger, your handshake becomes firmer, you become a better person. You actually develop deeper character and become a person who is capable of accomplishing anything. And in this program, The Miracle of Self-Discipline, you will learn how to become one of the most disciplined people you ever met. And once you do that, you will succeed at levels that you never imagined possible. So please, order this program immediately and begin listening. It's unconditionally guaranteed. If you don't like it, you can send it back. But my promise to you is this: it will change your life forever.